Okay.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah.
How are you guys doing tonight?
Good.
Good. Pretty excited myself, thankfully. Okay, so I'm going to start with a quote from Marie Curie. It goes, "There's nothing in life to be feared. It is only to be understood. Now is the time to understand more so that we may fear less." And honestly, there's a lot to fear in life. There's the future, there's the environment, there's predators. But thankfully, science helps us understand these and reduce that fear. But more recently, we've stopped going to science for these answers and started going to pop culture icons, celebrities, people that don't really have any background in these topics, but we believe them more for some reason. I want to talk to you guys about scientific literacy tonight and how it's affecting us, our culture, our society for the worse. Okay. To begin with, there's two major hindrances that people are, not going to scientists for. One being anti-vaccinations and another being climate change. And some solutions I may have come up with on the spot, who knows. One, we need another communicator, a good communicator that is able to talk to the public about these hard topics. And two, paywalls. Every article I've ever come across has had a paywall in front of it. And I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to shell out $5, $10, $15 to access an article that I may not understand. So first off, let's begin with anti-vaccination. Pew Research did a survey in 2017, and the results were 10% of young parents believe that the risks outweigh the benefits of vaccines. That's 10% of people. 10% of parents think that their children shouldn't get vaccinated because the risks are how would I put this, are worse than the benefits. And on top of that, 17% of parents believe that you should have a choice on whether or not you get your children vaccinated. And one major cause of this is a celebrity known as Jenny McCarthy. She led the anti-vax movement. She, influenced a lot of people to the point where now we have almost 10% of the population believing that vaccines are bad. And in a Frontline article written in March 23rd, 2015, they interviewed Jenny McCarthy, and she had something to say. She's not anti-vaccine, she's pro-safe vaccine. Which, when you think about it, makes sense. On the surface, you want your vaccines to be safe. You want your children to be safe. But the science doesn't agree with her. 99% of scientists believe that vaccines are safe and there's no harm in any of them. However, if you read Jenny McCarthy, if you listen to her, she sounds well-reasoned. Her ideas are laid out, properly. She's persuasive. And I can understand why people would want to agree with her instead of the scientists, because the scientists don't know how to talk to people, while Jenny McCarthy does know how to talk to people. She made a whole career out of it. Outside of vaccines, climate change is affecting everybody. It's not affecting some of us. It's not affecting the weak or the ill. It's affecting literally everybody on the planet. And another Pew Research survey published, I believe it was 2017 as well, noted that only 18% of baby boomer Republicans believe that humans are affecting climate change. But thankfully, recently, 36% of millennial Republicans believe that humans are affecting climate change. And to be fair, Democrat millennials only believe, 70% of Democrat millennials believe that humans are affecting climate change. And to be honest with you, that number, both those numbers, all those numbers are way too low. It should easily be at 95 to 100% of people, because the science points to the fact that we as humans are affecting our climate. And outside of that, we have politicians stating that climate change is a hoax, that there's no such thing, and that we shouldn't be worried about it. In a New York Times article published in 2017, they reported that Trump tweeted, the East is about to have the coldest New Year's Eve on record, and that climate change would be very beneficial. Global warming would be very beneficial at that time, because obviously nobody wants a super cold winter. But that just shows that he is not willing to look at the evidence. He's willing to put out his opinion without caring about the facts or the proof or listening to scientists who know more about this topic. And I mean, who's not going to listen to the president? He's got to the presidency somehow. He has some influence over people. And when you listen to the president, most presidents, they're well spoken. You know, they got to the presidency because they're influential, they're persuasive. And again, scientists are having a problem talking to the public about these issues. However, there was a scientist who was remarkable at it. That person was Carl Sagan. He was a remarkable scientist. He was a remarkable communicator. And he, through his TV show, Cosmos, A Personal Voyage, he influenced hundreds of thousands of people. He helped millions of people understand the universe just a little bit more. And with that information, we became a better society. Without Carl Sagan, we wouldn't have the information we have now. And I believe, hopefully, we can get another Carl Sagan sometime in the near future, so that we can change the public opinion on science and help us understand what's going on. Outside of having another great communicator, we need to decrease paywalls. Brookings, which is an educational think tank, published an article titled "The Effect of Open Scientific Information." And in that article, they noted that paywalls have increased from 1984 to 2002. They have increased 600%. 600%. That's a crazy increase for what, 18 years? I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm certainly not going to shell out that money. If I can find it another way, sure. But if I can't, then I'm just not going to read it. It's not worth my expense. So in conclusion, scientific literacy is on the decline, and we need to change that. People are going to celebrities, pop culture icons, people they can trust, and getting their scientific information from them, even if they don't have any idea what they're talking about. So to recap the solutions, hopefully we can get another Carl Sagan. I'd be psyched. I want to watch another Cosmos. It'd be great. If not, hopefully we can decrease the paywalls that publishers are putting on scientific articles, because they're just getting ridiculous. Carl Sagan, then to end, I'll leave on this note. Carl Sagan believed that we are all scientists, and I would personally agree with him. It's just that we need a little bit of help understanding the science. Thank you.